Is it panning slow?
Yeah.
Okay.
Imagine you have to limit your electronic use each day and actually think about saving electricity because the cost of electricity is too high. And yes, that means no watching Netflix for hours on end and not having the luxury to charge your laptop or phone whenever you need to and wherever you need to. This is what would happen if the world were to neglect the usage of non-renewable resources. Non-renewable resources are the world's most stable source of energy as of now and will be for probably the next 50 years. They are cheaper, abundant, and more efficient for the energy craving world. For over 100 years, the world has been operating off of a non-renewable resource. And I'm here to tell you that they are not going away anytime soon. The world is going digital, and non-renewable resources are the only source of energy that is able to keep up with this. These resources include oil, coal, and natural gas. Energy consumption is increasing with the digital economy, and the growing use of electro technologies in all sectors of business and industries. Electronic usage is on the rise. According to the United States Energy Administration, the United States energy consumption within the last year was about equal to 101 quadrillion British thermal units, which is a lot of energy. The total global energy consumption is likely to increase even more because of the increasing population and rising standards of living in developed countries around the world. The United States is in the top 10 as of now in countries around the world that consume the most energy. Now that we see the population's energy consumption, let's look more into the best option for the current world. Non-renewable resources have been the backbone of the world's energy consumption for over the past 100 years. It remains the cheapest option because the technology to produce and store the energy has been around for so long that it is more effective and efficient than ever. The main resource of non-renewable energy being used today are oil and coal. Coal, for example, contains an abundant amount of energy in such a small quantity that it is able to be produced at such a low cost. According to Bill Hammond, the CEO of Texas Association of Business, a little over 56% of the electricity consumed in the United States within the last year comes from coal alone. However, many are against the use of fossil fuels due to the pollution and the finite amount of it on Earth. However, the most obvious option for energy today, production, is non-renewable resources because renewable resources are simply too high. According to Philip Rossetti, the director of Energy of American Action Forum, a Green New Deal that includes a proposal to move 100% of the U.S. and electricity production to renewable resources would require at least $5.7 trillion of investment to go to renewable energy and to store that energy. Therefore, the major issues with renewable resources is that it will simply cost trillions of US dollars to keep up with, let alone the energy of demand, and to store it. Might I remind you, those numbers are from the US alone and does not include the rest of the world. So I might ask, if the whole world were to go renewable, how would that affect us? There would most likely be numerous places around the world without power. Some parts of the country, the United States, are already underestimating the amount of energy that needs to be kept up with the population, and brownouts are occurring in various regions. A brownout is similar to a blackout in which the power simply goes out. Except with a brownout, the stoppage of electricity is due to the lack of capacity of the energy. In simpler terms, electricity runs out. This is happening due to, 1, the increase of energy consumption throughout the country, and number 2, those in charge of predicting the amount of energy used and finding the non-renewable resources in order to fulfill those needs aren't fulfilling their needs. Brownouts would be much more of a common event if we were to switch to renewable resources. To draw you a better picture, think of power being sacred like water during a drought, only being able to water your plants or yard once or twice a week. It could be that severe if we just turned to renewable, and that electricity was limited to only using at night. You wouldn't be able to charge your phones at night anymore, or simple things like cooking, and your AC and heat would not be able to work anymore. And and things like driving your car. Electric cars might be more of a thing, but they are also very expensive, and it is hard for everyone to meet that standard of living. Therefore, I propose that non-renewable resources are the only option for the United States and the world right now, with their abundance, their efficiency, and their ability to not cost as much. And if you are one that loves the environment, I propose that you use less electricity, because all of your energy is coming from coal. I hate to break it to you. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this speech.